have a stick here for the TryStick challenge. This is about 4 feet long. It's a piece of green maple that I found. It was a branch that had broken off of a tree. So we're going to go with this. Now, in looking at a video from Morris Kohansky, which I don't think he invented the TryStick, but he's the one that made it popular. One of the first things that he said to do on the TryStick was to cut the end off. And he suggested doing it by carving and making feathers and leaving the feathers attached to the piece that comes off. Now, one of the things he suggested is if it was, let me move you down a little, I think you're almost getting out of frame, is if this wood was dry, you could use these feathers in a fire. Yes, this knife would baton through the stick with no problem. But I think in his thinking, if you can do a task and have there be a side benefit, why not do it in a way that there's something extra that's generated that you can use to your advantage? So it's not just doing a task, it's doing a task in a way that it produces an additional piece of material that's useful to you. And then the next suggestion was to round off this point so it's no longer sharp. There we go. And the rounded point in some of these things could come into effect if you were making a bow drill or something like that. Now, let's make a pot hanger notch. I'm going to baton for this to cheat and make it just a little bit easier. It's a little tough doing this in the air. I'd like to set this down on a flat surface. It would make it a lot easier to apply force. Being careful not to slip. It's been a long time since I've made one of these notches, so you're seeing the struggles real time. Not really struggles, but inefficiency, because you should be able to do this a lot faster. Yes, I can get it done. It'll be perfectly functional and be a good notch. But not quite up to speed. And that's a good hook that would hang a bail off of a pot quite nicely. Now, let's make a square notch. Move over here towards the center of the table where it has some support. There's a square notch. You do this 1/3 of the way through the stick, and you do it again on the other side, and cut it off, and you can make yourself a set of Lincoln logs. But what this will allow you to do is to take another stick and do the same thing, and you could stack sticks together. It's kind of like a log cabin notch. This will conclude part 1 of the TryStick challenge, and I'm going to pack up and be headed home, and I'll do some more later.